Myself, Keith Boerter, Cliffy Ogle, pleased to see you. We've got two beautiful gentlemen sitting in studio, dressed in their black, men in black clothes, with a big Zontes on their chest. Good evening, gentlemen. How's it going?
Evening.
Good. We're sitting with Jaco and John from Zontes, and they're going to be talking about the series that's happening this weekend, round 1 at Raceday, along with the Bridgestone Challenge.
Yeah, Challenge boys are round 2, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, so it's a fun-packed show again this evening. A lot of information to bring to you live from our studio. I just want to give a big shout out to Catch 22 Media, Catch 22 Dead Rabbit Racing, Hell's Kitchen, Ink Monkey, Watswaye, and Raceday.tv, and also
Suomi Africa. Don't
exactly.
forget Suomi Africa.
No, exactly. That's why I looked at you. Guys, welcome to the show. I'm going to hand it over to Cliffy to start off the show with his poll. I'm going to chat to you guys online. If you've got any comments, please drop it in the box below. We'll try and get to all the shout outs and all those kind of things. If you've got any questions for our guests, please put them in there too. We've got these two guys talking about the Zontes series for this year. We've got Sifiso Tembo coming in talking about ZX10 and also his sponsorship with King Price Extreme.
Yep.
And talking Bridgestone Challenge. I believe he's very much also racing there this weekend.
Yeah,
we'll have a chat.
On the grid, yeah.
And then a very special guest, also number 18, we've got Hunter Dreyer and his dad Paul Dreyer to come and have a chat just to see how it all starts. I think it's a good kind of combination to get in with Zontes and
father-son bond and everything.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good one. So I'm curious to see how that all started and where they're going from there. So that's going to be interesting to hear because obviously he's still a youngster. So there's a lot of riding still to be done. Yeah.
Good. So, Cliffy, I'm going to hand over to you, and then you guys can start doing your thing, and we can start talking and probing these guys about the Zontes bikes.
Yeah, that's an unknown quantity.
Which we are lucky and happy to say that we are racing one this season. So, thank you for our motorbike. We're going to be riding the crap out of that thing, hopefully.
You should.
I'm going to try.
Don't say that now, Keith.
Hey, man, let me at least try.
Anyway, so out to all you racers, track day riders, I want to find out to supplement or not to supplement. So we've seen over the years a lot of corporate supplement companies coming to the fray. We've had Evox, that was with myself a couple of years back. NPL is very involved. Evolve Nutrition, they're also involved. SSN. Are you guys using supplements before you go racing? Andy Ibbott, years back in his book with the California Superbike School, said rather leave it alone. I want to find out from you guys. Are you guys going? Are you bulking up on protein? Are you using BCAAs? What's the gut feel there on supplements? So yeah, if you guys could hit me up. I found that your feedback on the suspension last time was very helpful. So yeah, hit me up. I'd like to hear your thoughts on to supplement or not. So yeah, Keith, do you want to kick us off there, bud?
Yeah, I just want to quickly, so we've got the new championship hitting our shores this year. It's the Zontes 310cc. This is John, Jaco. Let's kick off. What's the series about? Who's your market? Where is it going? And what's the rules? What's the bikes like? We'll show you guys a picture or two from the bikes. We think the bikes look phenomenal. They've got a single swing arm at the back, single-sided swing arm at the back.
Very cool, very Ducati.
Very mini Ducati, I must say. It looks very gangster. The size of the bike's quite an interesting size. It's as big as my 600, which I also want to touch on because I think that makes it look super powerful. And the design, the features of it seems very futuristic. We also need to touch on that because it's a good combination the way I see it already. It almost looks like a baby ZX10 morphed with something. Had a baby Ducati on the back end of it. Also a bit of MV Augusta with a double pipe at the side of it. So it's quite a good package put together visually. Do you guys want to talk about the series and elaborate about all of that?
Yeah, sure. Well, let me start. The Zontes team, design team, really is a futuristic team. So what you see on the bikes are really properly designed. All LED lights, color TFT display with Bluetooth connectivity. So we're really moving into a futuristic kind of biking experience. You want to see before you answer a call on your Bluetooth helmet who actually is calling, if you want to take this call or not. So yeah, we actually bring that kind of technology into the bikes as well. And we basically took a standard race bike, had a standard road bike, made a couple of changes to it, had a fiberglass fairing made, and shed as much weight from the standard road bike as we could, and we found it to be a pretty good race bike, and that's how this series was born. Basically, just out of curiosity, what will it do on track? Actually, me and John just took 2 bikes and fit some tires and went to play, and the rest is history.
Okay, so you're saying now that you basically, so I mean, where did this all start? Because Zontes is pretty much a new biking company in South Africa. It's not something that we've heard about for years now. How did you guys come about Zontes, and where did you guys decide this is a bike to go racing with? Because I remember chatting to you about a year ago at Raceday, and when the bikes were standing there on the display, they looked more like touring bikes. So where did we decide that this is the bike we're going to go racing with? Because that's very interesting for me.
Well, I'll answer you there. It started with me riding one on the road, and I was absolutely in love with the handling on this little bike, what it could perform on the road, and we soon took it to track, and we started testing on track, and we loved it, and yes, it played. We started developing it. At this stage, it's still a rather standard road bike that we race. The handling is just phenomenal. We didn't need to change a lot. The weight on the bike is quite low as well. And yes, the race rubber just complemented the engineering already behind the bike.
Okay, and then in terms of like your spec and that sort of thing, because obviously this is a Chinese manufacturer. I remember, a lot of guys in the past, we've had Hyosung come in and leave and all sorts, and everyone sort of tried to come to that market, and the gut feel is there, and I don't want to throw us out and start a fight so early on in the evening, but a lot of guys come out and say that, Chinese quality is not up to scratch and it's not there with the Japanese, which is not true, because in the industry that I work in and stuff like that, all our stuff is manufactured in China, but it's all manufactured to spec. So when you guys obviously decided now to go racing it, did you go back to China and say, this is the spec we're looking for, this is the type of components we're looking to build our race bike, or how did it work from there?
Well, basically, I had a discussion last year when I visited the factory. I actually had a meeting with the owner of the Zontes factory in China. It looks like a small city actually. It's it's a really impressive complex and setup that they run there. Total dust-free environment inside the factory. It's really phenomenal to see. Okay. So from there we asked if we may actually attempt this, and the answer was yes, and we will support you. Oh, nice. So from there we decided, well, let's play around on track, and then we took a standard bike, lowered the handlebars to just get you into the more racing posture on the bike, and we did achieve that by using Zontes genuine parts. Okay. So the handlebar raises, which actually give you the comfortable seating position on the bike when you're using it on road. Yeah. We just use a different model, which is much lower and more forward, and a lower handlebar, and that immediately gave us the seating position that we wanted for racing.
So you basically, so if I hear you right now, so basically what you're saying is that you've looked at the parts catalog and said this is probably the best way to go racing, and actually built a custom racer. That's what we're racing now. So if I was ordering a Zontes from the factory and I was ordering a similar model, compared to your race bikes, there's a few differences. You guys are sorting out the handlebars, the rear sets, that sort of thing, to make it more of a race bike. So you guys are basically customizing the bike to go racing.
That's correct. We the integral parts of the bike stays the same as the road version. We don't want to go too far off from the road version, because this is all about launching sales for road bikes as well.
Sure.
100%.
I mean,
You've
that's
got
how
to
racing
identify,
started.
yeah, what wins
Initially.
on Sunday sells on Monday, but they've got to
Exactly.
identify with it. 100%. Okay.
So yeah, first of all, it was a challenge to have fairings made to make it look like the road bike.
I just want to quickly interject here. Henk, can we please put up 1 or 2 of those pictures? I just want the viewers out there to actually see what these bikes look like if you haven't, because it's mean. It looks nothing else other than predatorial and like a transformer, basically.
Yeah,
I think. So Henk, if you can find a picture, we'll put it up now. But yes, sorry for the interruption.
Yeah,
it's kind of my job.
No problem. Yeah, so we tried to stay as much true to the road version that we could. And basically all that we changed was lowering the handlebars and move them a little bit forward. Obviously we shed some weight, by removing all the excess parts,
headlights
lights
and side stands and everything. Yeah.
all of that.
Just for the, because I think, there's the picture of the bike on your screen there. I mean, that thing looks nothing other than mean and super ready to race. It's a good combination of something that looks like a street touring bike, almost like a street fighter almost, and an actual super bike.
Yeah.
Okay? I absolutely love that. Thanks, Henk. So anyway, so just getting back to the question that possibly from home, for you guys who don't know, what's the first 3 parts on any motorcycle you take off to make it lighter for racing? Just in general, like what's the most fundamental weight loss that you can do to a motorbike?
Well, firstly, the catalytic converter on the exhaust, that's probably about 10 kilograms. And the second thing would be the ABS pump. That is quite heavy as well, and it's not used on track.
You see,
all.
I have no idea what that is, and that is why I wanted to know. So thanks for that. If you didn't know, now you know too.
That's the heaviest parts that I can think of. And if I might add, the only aftermarket part that we use on this bike is the rear sets. It's a race rear set, and that's the only aftermarket part that we actually utilize on the bike. We even use the standard brake pads.
Like standard exhaust, standard everything, hey?
Everything standard, even the brakes, and it's phenomenal.
So no, we're not going braided hoses, we're not going quick shift, we're not going any of that. We're going 100% stock standard. It's the person who wants to twist their wrist the hardest that's going to be the fastest.
Braided hoses is standard on them already.
Okay.
So I think the factory really came to the party
that's proper.
with developing a bike that can
track
be
ready.
That's rather track
I
ready.
mean, you saw the pictures for yourself there. Send us a few comments if you like it or don't like it. We want to know all about it. There was a question that came up from Christopher, I believe it was, just to ask you guys, how can we get involved and how does one get involved? So I'm going to jump out and answer it. There's a link, Zontes Racing South Africa. Follow it. They can contact you directly on there. Facebook Messenger,
They can
emails.
Yes. All social media, email, Facebook, they can phone, they can WhatsApp.
And website? What's the website address?
Website as well, www.zontes.co.za. They can find the racing tab under that, and all the regulations is actually stipulated under there.
I should go read that. I haven't even read
I think it might help.
And, it's essential to join the Zontes Racing Club. You have to be a member of the Zontes Racing Club to partake in the Zontes Cup Championship.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Once you have the membership, it will open the racing packages, and you can go read through the racing packages, how it is structured, and the regulations. Everything will open up for you to see.
Yeah, look guys, there's a lot of excitement around this bike. We as Raceday.tv have decided to race with these guys this year. We are going to be running a few invitational rides, and then also our 2 new rookies from the Catch-22 Dead Rabbit Racing team. We've got 3 possible. Another lady rider that's going to come and train with us, also called Savannah. Not our number 77, and that's out there already, but we've got 1. Then we also have Zach Bester that's going to join us later this year, and also Jared Bartels. So I've got 3 new faces joining racing due to the Zontes 300. So we're very excited about that. Catch us this weekend. I'm going to be racing this 300 just to put it through its paces, and also try and keep up with people when I'm not the only one with the slower bike. Like everyone's on the same level. I always feel like I needed to test myself on the same spec bike.
So remember, that's going to be the interesting thing to see, because obviously now with the Zontes Cup coming into play, you guys are running 3 different classes. So you've got the juniors, masters, and then the ladies as well. So your juniors classes, what's the age range there?
Between 14 and 21 would be juniors.
And then masters from then on upwards.
21 and very old.
Okay, so Keith, you're going to have to shed a bit of weight there, but
You need to go.
power to weight is everything on these small bikes. But
Yeah, so look, I mean, we just wanted to touch. So let's talk about the riders taking place or coming on onto the grid and taking part of this race, the round 1 at Raceday this weekend. Myself, I'm definitely going to be there, 1, 2, 2. Who else is on your grid? I know the very quick number 26, Colin Aitken.
Colin Aitken is definitely there.
I got goosebumps. Colin, we haven't met you face to face, but we know
sorry,
you
that-
and how fast you are.
Sorry, that's Cameron Aitken.
Cameron, sorry.
Colin is
I
his
mean, Colin's his dad, you know what I mean.
Yes, that's Cameron Aitken.
Father and son.
He's on board. He's been on the bike.
Yeah.
He actually got us a second place podium position in the club pins in the short circuit series,
That's
which was
phenomenal.
phenomenal. That was against the 450 motards, and he did a great job.
That boy is something to look out for.
that's a good ride. That's actually very impressive.
I'm very, very excited to see him on this bike for this weekend. I think he's definitely someone to look out for a podium.
For sure.
Well, we hope so. Yeah, we've got a couple of fast guys there, and we've got Jesse Boshoff, which is
Hunter
quite.
also.
We've got Hunter Dreyer, which is quite fast. We've got Tristan Pinau. So we're really looking out for the little peanut in the packet. He's been on the bike testing for quite a while. Even raced with us in Mozambique last year, and that little guy just loves the bike. So I think from the young guys, we're definitely going to see some interesting and close racing.
So how much testing would the guys have done then? Because I hear you say now, like Tristan, they've spent a bit of time, Cameron Aitken on the bike as well. Would there be guys climbing on the bike that are only seeing it for the first time this weekend, Friday, Saturday? Because I mean, when would the testing have started for the series?
Actually, this series was born so quickly, and that's when you do something out of passion.
For sure.
Things can really happen quickly, and everybody works together, and we really did pull it off to achieve this. Some guys was just playing around with us.
Okay.
We were involved with Clinton Pinar in the short circuit series.
Yeah.
So Tristan was there. He enjoyed the bike. There were some other guys. So there might be some of the guys that had a little more time to test the bike and put it through his paces. Some other guys will really be on the bike for the first time Saturday morning on the grid. Okay. We just learned that we will actually be qualifying on Friday afternoon, and a couple of the riders can't make it, so they will be starting at the back of the grid, unfortunately. But
is that because I'm riding also, so is that the final decision? Because I know there were a few riders that couldn't make different sessions due to weather and that kind of thing. Is it not better, and this is me just asking, just now I'm the rookie, I don't know all the things you guys know, that's why I'm asking. Is it not more fair to have it open as a session and qualifying across the practice day and then the session on the race day?
Yes, that was actually addressed today by Johan Fourie, the COC, and it is speculated that he will take the fastest times during the practice day.
Okay, so we don't have confirmation.
I don't have confirmation, but it was said. I will just follow up on Johan, and he will have to make a decision on that, but I think that's pretty much the decision that's going to be made.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's guys that's not been on the bike. I had test days most Wednesdays, Sundays. And
it doesn't matter.
Yes. Lots of people tested the bike, and I had good times on Swartkops where I tested as well. But unfortunately, there's some that's never been on the bike.
Can I ask this, out of interest sake? I'm sure there's a few of you at home that's also kind of wondering this. The bike around Swartkops, do we have times? What times did we have there?
Well, you said pretty good times already, so I wanted to catch you on
I
that.
need
What are
to-
the times?
I
What are we
want to
looking
know
at?
because that's all relative to me. My times were great for me. So what?
I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but we had a lot of 20s and we had 19s.
Okay, that's pretty quick.
That
And-
is quick on a 300.
And then we had this one guy who actually did 18.7s
Sure, okay.
on the last 2 laps. That was impressive. So we really put it together on those last 2 laps on worn tires, and that was impressive.
That is impressive.
But most of the field were running at 19s, 20s maybe.
Okay.
And also,
That's
just
what
a
we can
question
expect.
for the people at home. I mean, it's going to be a bit of an exhibition race. I think round 1. I think it's also an exhibition to show what the bikes can do, and get more riders into the development programs, getting them set up for the year. Because this essentially can be a year, 2-year kind of introduction race or series that you would go into as a rider.
It's going to take a while, Keith. I mean, you can't expect fireworks the first few rounds. There's obviously going to be a few teething issues and all sorts, but I mean, it can only grow from strength to strength. You guys have got how many riders on the grid already?
Well, we've got 21 entries for Saturday, so
I mean-
I think for a kickoff we really did
Great
well.
start, yeah.
And just to mention that we are a developmental cup, so we want to be the feeder cup for the superbike classes. From there the guys can advance to maybe the R3 Cup even, and then to Super Sport and ZX10 Cup and
Challenge and all the rest, yeah.
Exactly, and who knows, we might even find a couple of binders that can move up pretty
You never
quickly.
know.
You
I
never
mean,
know.
this is the thing. I think all of you guys out there that don't have plans and don't know where to race yet for this year, please check out this weekend at Red Star. We'll be sending you some live updates. We'll do some raceday.tv videos. We'll do great coverage on the series going forward in this year. Keep an eye out. I know there's a lot of you. We just had a comment, which is a fair comment, but Uncle Eugene Liebenberg said that he knows that there's a few 150s and stuff that are faster than these bikes. We can understand that. There's a lot of 300s that are faster than 600s national spec and non-national spec. So I think it's all quite relative to the series as a whole. And for this specific series, you've got fast riders on the grid with new entry-level riders, but the same machinery. So everyone's on the same
Sorry,
term.
Keith, to jump there, but maybe it's, also the other side is, racing to a certain extent is about lap times, but then not. So here, I mean, we're looking at maybe not the fastest lap times, but we've got 21 bikes on the grid. So whether you've got 5 guys that can go 101s and that's all you've got on the track, whatever, that's great, but it means nothing to the guys in the stand.
Sure.
It's a procession. But when you've got 21 bikes, whether they're ride on lawnmowers or running around with weed eats or whatever,
As long as it
and you've got a
flows.
lot of guys and there's a battle or whatever, that battle's happening on track, people get excited, there's overtakes being made, and that's what it's about. It's more, maybe this series maybe more about bringing the racing to the track than the lap times.
No. And also, I mean, in that regard, it's the same as the ZX10 Cup. Essentially, it's just a very much slower pace. But the reverse grid, is that something that we would even see this weekend possibly?
I saw something today. It was mentioned, like I previously said, not confirmed, but I've read it in a group or I saw it in a group.
Can
It
you
was
elaborate
discussed.
just to the viewers out there that don't know what that is or what it means?
So I don't know with
with
regards to your series, but there has been discussion already now around Bridgestone Challenge
Yes.
going forward in the series. Some are pros, some are cons. I mean, you're either for it or against it. I'll be honest, I'm perfectly against it. But what they basically do, and it's like they did in World Superbikes a couple of years ago, is that the guys that come out and they qualify in your first to last, whatever, for the second race, after they finishes, they maybe put the guys that finish towards the back end of the field on the front to sort of encourage more racing, more overtaking through the field, and just getting everyone involved in the tussle on the track. So my 2 cents worth, I think it's great to a point, and maybe it works better with cars with rolling starts and things like that. But if you've got someone that's a little bit inexperienced, maybe you've got guys first time on the bike this weekend, still finding their feet, I don't think there's anything more horrendous or horrifying than lining up on first place when you've got guys that are already going like the clappers behind them. It sort of just creates a bit of indecision on the track going into the first corner. And guys say, yeah, but if there's longer laps in the second race, people take it easy. If you and I are racing for a championship and you get a better start than me and we're coming from the back and I've got 2 or 3 back markers in between you and myself, I don't want to let you get away from me. So
No.
I'm going to make that hard move to try and get past, because if I just sit and wait and relax, you've pulled 5 or 6 bike lanes on me before I can get past.
Yeah.
So for me, I say no, but I mean, there are other people say, let's come, let's race, let's do it. So, I mean, it's up there for debate, but for me, I say no.
I have
think-
to
yeah,
agree.
you
I have
also-
to agree. I don't like a reverse grid. Sorry, I don't like a reverse grid. I think there's a safety factor as well.
100%.
If I put this is the development cup.
Sure.
If I put a new guy on a bike, I don't want him to get intimidated by people just flying past him. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the worst thing you could do for me is say, okay, cool, you're at the back of the national field, because that's pretty much where I'd fare right now, and say, okay, you're going to line up in front of Clinton Seller, Lance Isaacs, and David McFadden. I actually want to just push my bike off the grid before the race even starts, to be honest with you.
Look, I mean, we all know there's a lot of people that will be with something and against something. There's lovers, there's haters, it's motorsport. Nothing will ever change. It's fundamentally built on that structure. No one's here to get along 100%. Just a quick line before we wrap up with you guys. We're very excited about the championship. We wish you all the best for the year. We'll support you. We'll be there racing. We had a person asking about eye candy. I don't know what that means. The fairings, girls with umbrellas, boys with umbrellas, anything like that spectacular.
Do we qualify, Keith and myself, as eye
Can
candy?
we have a race day
Well,
sticker put on the bike? What's the story? What?
We've got some short skirts for you guys to fit afterwards.
Okay, good.
so,
We'll pitch up with that, an umbrella.
I need to tell you that there will be grid goals.
We pro mini GP. Here we go.
No, we really want to bring the exciting stuff back to racing. You know, people come to watch racing, but they also come to watch the eye candy.
The Hollywood package, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah,
So we will have the brolly dollies on the grid with the 21 bikes lining up before the start. Unfortunately, I was obliged to do the interviews with most of the girls.
It's a tough life.
And it's a tough life. But
This
someone
is a
had to do
family
it.
show, but I almost said something which, anyway. Sorry, I don't have a catcher.
One question I want to jump in there, and we've maybe gone a little bit past it, but with the bikes, because it's pretty much the whole series is show up and race. Are you guys going to be rotating motorcycles, or does everyone get their allocated motorcycle for the year, or how would it work? Would there be guys coming back complaining about, but his motorcycle is faster than mine, and mine's like this, or is it this week you get that one, and next week you get this one, or how would it work?
The original brainchild was that everybody will have his ride for the season.
Okay.
All the bikes are kept and maintained by Zontes. Zontes South Africa, they will keep the bikes or maintain them. And we wanted to make this as affordable as possible.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, to keep it affordable, we will keep the standard on all the bikes on par.
Okay.
To make sure. I don't think anybody will have an advantage by riding another bike.
Okay.
I think the playing field will still be level. I hope that answers your question.
So it's allocated. So if I put my race number on that bike and with my stickers or whatever, that's my bike for the season.
There's other factors as well.
Okay.
We have people sponsoring the branding space on the bike.
Nice.
And I can't get around changing fairings from one bike to another.
No.
Fair enough.
No. So that's the deal, guys. You pitch up your ride, you get your motorcycle for the year. If you want to get in touch with these guys, please go to www.zontes South Africa.
.co.za.
Just zontes.co.za.
Zontes.co.za. Go to their Facebook page, get involved, speak to these guys. We'll see you trackside. We're very excited to be there. Quick last question, because I know there's a few trophy hunters, which I might be in now. I think I'm going to end, if I finish in the top 10, I'd be so stoked. But top 15 seems a bit more realistic for some of the people on the grid. Are there different subclasses within the race? Or is it just...
Where have you been?
No, I was busy.
Juniors from 14 to 21.
I know that, but so no time-based classes. Sorry, I heard that.
Keith, it looks like we're going to fight after the show. I'm so sorry you have to see that, guys.
Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. And thanks for our bike. We'll keep it beautiful and full of Raceday and Zontes stickers for this year.
Thanks for inviting us.
100%.
Yeah, it's actually been very enlightful. I really appreciate you guys coming out, because there's always a lot of questions about these things, and you guys have answered a lot of my questions. So now I'm actually quite excited, because it's all about racing now, and that's what we're looking forward to.
Yeah.
That's it. We're really looking forward to this weekend, and we hope to bring the spark back into motorsport and racing as a whole in South Africa.
Good. Well, I hope you guys out there was inspired to come and race. Check out the bikes. If you're interested, get in touch. After the small little clip, we're going to have a special guest in studio with his father, and we'll talk about family and racing and growing up in the sport altogether.
Yeah, cool.
Good. We're going to play that video, please, Henkel. Cool. Bye.
So I've managed to catch up here with probably the youngest rider on the grid, Hunter Dreyer. You're racing first weekend in the 300s. Tell us, how did the first race go? And what is your feeling with the bike? This is the first time you're mixing it up with the guys. So tell us about the first race.
Yeah, it was kind of difficult with all the other oaks on the grid. It was actually coming to first corner, everyone was just like on top of each other. So it was a good experience and I really liked it.
And then race 2, I see that the times got a little bit faster, so obviously you're starting to find your groove. So what's the plans for the rest of the season?
Just to try to keep up with the other oaks and maybe even like pass with you.
100%. I see you've also got a lot of guys that are supporting you and backing you this season. So give them a mention and tell us who's backing you this season.
Schubert, Wing Promotions, Spark Mag and Fast.
So there we go, guys. Hunter Dreyer, youngest competitor, first weekend out on the 300cc. We're expecting big things from this young man. Good luck for the rest of the season. We're keeping our eyes on you.
Thank you so much.
There you go, guys. That's Hunter Dreyer, a superstar in the making. Stay tuned to what this man can do, and back to you guys in studio for Raceday TV.
We're back live in studio in Raceday.tv headquarters on Hanging Cable, South Africa, with myself and Cliffy. Welcome back to episode 3. In studio, the Dreyer manne. Paul and Hunter, welcome to Raceday.tv and Hanging Cable.
Thank you.
Use the microphone, otherwise
Okay.
no one at home can hear.
Fine.
Young guy, how's it going?
It's going good. And you?
Very well, thank you. We're very excited to see you in studio with us, and it's quite an honor. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Good. And Meneer Paul, over there, are you well, sir?
I'm perfect, thank you.
Just for you guys out there, if you can see our beautiful branded water bottles, it was noticed that I have a drinking problem while on camera. And even though it's water, now it's branded Raceday.tv. Sponsored by this beautiful man and his company, Wing Promotions. Thank you guys so much. What a pleasure.
You're welcome.
Just a quick one. We've got a few things to go through. I know Cliffy's got a few questions. I think let's start with racing and the year so far. And where are you guys racing? I know Zontes, we just had the guys in studio from them. Short circuit, Monaco 300. We've seen you guys everywhere. It seems like a busy schedule.
Yeah, no, look, we try and promote him as much as possible. Obviously, started the Superbike series. Then you got opportunity to start with the R3. And obviously, the Zontes came along as well. And yeah, he's trying his best.
And how's it going so far?
Very interesting. He's learning a lot. Yeah, it's been a big learning curve.
Okay.
Especially going over to the R3. I must say, he's learning so much from the other riders, so much advice. And I'm very proud of him.
So where's the focus this season now? Because you guys have already competed in quite a few races this season, more than most. What's the focus now? Where would you rate? Is it the R3 on the pinnacle and the rest just to get a bit of seat time in? Or are we going to see where we are halfway through the season and then focus on that? What's the plan for the year?
Look, obviously he's keep on going to focus on the short circuit. He's in the 85. The Motard 85.
Okay.
So that will be his main focus, and then R3 will be, I'll say, you'll learn this year.
Okay.
This will be a learning curve on an R3. Same with the Zontes as well. It will be a learning curve. So I'm thinking it will be mainly the short circuit for now.
Okay.
And a learning curve on an R3.
Okay. So we're basically still focusing on Motard. Hunter, what's the adjustment like now? Because I rode a Motard a couple of weeks ago. A friend of mine gave me one to ride, and I climbed on the thing, and I had no clue what I was doing because it's a completely different riding style. You back it in. You've got to approach the corner differently. Now you throwing that all in the mix. I mean, the Zontes bike is quite a tall bike as well. So you've got to adjust to all sorts. So how are you adjusting to it? Is there a way of training, or is it just a mindset, or what are you doing to adjust to riding all three?
I think mainly I'm just used to most of the bikes because like I'm on the Motard, I'm on the R3, so Zontes is like kind of a mix of both.
Okay.
So I'm kind of used to it.
Okay, but Motard is basically where it all started. I mean, how did you get into this? Because you're still a youngster. I mean, you're not even shaving yet. So,
Or are you? No.
On the other side of his head.
Neither am I. It's all good.
But But yeah, so I mean, where did it start? I mean, you how old are you now? You're 12. You were like the youngest competitor on the R3 Cup grid. So where did it start for you? How old were you when you climbed on the bike? How did it start?
I started riding a pocket bike when I was 4.5, and then kind of just went up from there.
Okay, so surely that came from you. You're obviously an enthusiast, or
No, he started riding because of me.
oh really, eh?
Is it
Okay, so how did you get conned? You got hustled, yeah.
Something worked in complete opposite.
It's normally the other way around. I mean, but okay, so you started on pocket bikes, and then basically from there you've grown up. But I can see now you obviously following the line. So this is quite serious for you. This is a passion and maybe a career going forward. What is the aim for you? Would you look to follow in the Binder's footsteps, or are you looking to go World Superbike, or what's the gut feel? Where do you see yourself?
I'd really like to follow in the Binder's footsteps, but like if I go to Superbike, that'll also be a really big dream for me.
Yeah, because I mean, I've been chatting to Dino, Iotso, and Dreyer, and I mean, those guys do a lot of training days and all sorts, and they're going World Supersport 300 this season. I'm hoping to have Dino in the studio next week, but they're pushing that way. But I mean, it's not the MotoGP path, but it's still a good path and a very competitive path to go in the future. So obviously, you wouldn't decide on either way. You would be happy to go out and go racing on an international standard.
Yeah, of course. I'd be happy with either way.
And for you, sir, if that was the path that he was following, going international, I mean, obviously the cash and transit heights would go up in the area. What would you be looking at, and I mean, how would you try and get him over? Because obviously he's a talent, but I mean, unfortunately, funding is a big component to going racing overseas.
Yeah, look, the funding part will always be the challenging part. I'll take him as far as I can take him.
Okay.
You know, if the funding's going to be there, fantastic. If sponsors comes on the line, fantastic. I'll do my best and support him as far as I can.
Okay, I mean, that's
Because,
fair enough. Yeah.
Because, you know, to go overseas is not cheap.
No, for sure. I mean, here's what some of these guys are spending. I mean, everyone turns around when you talk Darren and Brad Binder and that, and they always say, yeah, but Trevor's got lots of money and all sorts. But it's all about paying your dues, you know. And you've got to, if you want to make that step, you've got to make the commitment, and it's a big commitment and a scary one to make.
Yeah, no, really, you know, the series is really not a cheap.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, short circuit, long circuit, you know, all those bills adds up.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we try.
So, I mean, with the now going into Zontes and that, how much, because we've just discussed Zontes at great length, how much time have you had on the bike? Because obviously you're going to be lining up with Keith on Saturday. So are we expecting a ding-dong battle? But how much time?
Did you know that until right now?
No.
Yeah, we're racing
Surprise.
against each other on Saturday. Surprise!
So how much time have you had on the Zontes bike, and what do you think of it?
I don't know how much time I've actually had on it, but I know I really like the bike, and it's a really good bike to like train on and ride. So, yeah.
It looks very comfortable. I mean, I do prefer, I mean, I love super bikes in general, but the shape and the height and the handlebars, it also, for a street bike kind of setup, it's very, it looks quite comfortable to race.
It is. It really is a comfortable bike.
It looks really good.
It's got a pillion seat on the back, eh? It's got like
Yeah.
I did see that.
The lady seat.
I do not endorse that message. Okay, yeah, I thought
female seat. It's the seat.
I thought I did see a seat on the back, Keith, so maybe you can take me for a spin as well.
I mean, there's no rear seats for that, but
Okay, fair enough.
we'll do a plan. You can just hold on my tummy a bit.
Okay.
Have you been on the bike, Paul? Have you?
No.
Have you heard
No.
it? Have you seen it in action?
Yeah, I've seen it in the short circuit. And I must say it actually looks quite awesome on the track.
Yeah, I think it looks rather mean.
Yeah, no, I think it will suit him as well quite nicely with his new logo.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the bike is actually phenomenal.
Bumblebee. We should actually show you the viewers back home. So this is his new Bumblebee, the Transformer, because these Zontes bikes kind of...
Yeah, no, I must say, I think that bike's going to do very well. The handling looks superb. Hunter's been trying it a couple of times and he loves it.
Okay.
And at times it's not too bad on it as well.
I believe so. I mean, they're telling us that it's under 20s around Swartcourse for most of the guys, which is impressive.
Yes.
It's not. It looks like quite a tall bike. Am I right? It's not. It's not.
Really,
Is it?
actually, my R3 is actually taller than it.
Oh, really? Eh? So this
Yeah.
is actually a little bit
Like,
shorter.
It just looks tall, but then like when you actually climb on the bike, the seat's actually a bit lower.
It's the tank. I think it's because it looks like a hump. In comparison to what you see on the picture, it's almost like a GS It's
Yeah.
kind of accentuated going
Yeah,
up.
because the forks look long for me. I mean, we've only seen pictures. Well, I've only seen pictures. So
Yeah.
it looks like it's got long travel and it looks more of a touring bike. But I mean, racing is racing. So if you're going to go out there and you're going to go hard and fast on anything, it should be a good fun experience. So, and I mean, like they've been saying, 20 odd bikes on the grid. So there's going to be racing all the way down the field. So that's very exciting for me. But I feel like you're going in undercooked this weekend, but
Look, I need to admit to all, we're going to have fun. There's a first round. There's a lot of teething problems to take place, I'm sure, but hopefully not too many. It's all about good fun racing. I think for me, a race week is very stressful. I mean, from working in racing now, being involved with the promotion side, the organizers, the tracks, everyone I speak to in race week is just a bit manic, you know. So I think it takes a bit pressure off of me as an individual, knowing the bikes that when I arrive, I can get on, go have a race, come back off, film your face, go race again.
which I'm sure is a weight off your shoulders as well. That takes the whole
It makes it
logistics
so
out
much
of it.
easier. Like for me, now I'm taking my talk bag. You know what I mean? And normally I'm a mess at Trek. I've got 5 bags. Everyone, Zoe and Gareth, always looks at me and going, you know, because it's organized chaos.
Yeah.
But when I leave, like I take a whole bunch of stuff because I feel I fall short with the bike. If I'm the one looking after the bike, I don't want to be caught off guard, not having something and need it at the same time.
Well, I mean, you could basically Uber now. You could just
Basically.
Uber to the track and Uber home.
That's so professional. That's proper factory, I think.
Yeah, no, I must agree with you. Rocking up to a track, climbing onto your bike, just ride, climb off, go home, fantastic.
Yeah, it's a dream come true.
If I take with his racing, it's prepping week, 2 weeks in advance. We're prepping that bike.
Yeah.
Make sure the chains are clean, make sure the bike is beautiful, make sure there's new oil in.
For that, the way you guys, the rate you guys are racing, you get home, pack up from the day's racing and start prepping for the next one.
It seems that
That's 2 weeks. There was a go to the nationals.
Yeah, and then obviously, you know, every second weekend, every weekend, go out and practice. You know, the practice part's the important part.
Yeah.
Make sure the bike is 100% right for him. Make sure there's no curveballs, doing tire pressures. He doesn't stop.
No,
So
it's
it's
quite
on,
intense out there. I
it's
mean, here's the thing now. So we're going to get back to Wing Promotions. Is that the biggest sponsor he's got at the moment?
Yes, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a big team behind him, obviously from family. Entire family support him. Then my entire office support team. He's got a big support structure behind him.
Good.
So, yeah.
Good. Well,
working
we're
hard.
excited. We're very excited to see what you do this year. We've got a lot of hope riding on you, so don't disappoint us. Eh? No pressure.
As long as I beat you, I'm happy.
Oh my God. I almost feel like
Shots fired.
I almost
Shots
feel
fired.
like there's a wager, but I can't. I'm not allowed to even undergo a wager like this because I'm not experienced enough. I think the amount of hours you've had in your life.
I feel like the amount of hours in the studio is going to be largely dependent on how well things go on the weekend.
No, we're not
Just say
that
it out
kind of
there.
guys. No, but listen, it was lovely to have you both in studio. Thank you guys so much for our beautiful water. If you guys need any promotional material, trackside stuff, go to Wing Promotions. Where can they catch you?
On Facebook, on Facebook, Wing Promotions on Facebook, WhatsApp, www.wingpromotions.co.za, all our details is there. My cell phone number, they can WhatsApp me anytime.
Are you doing the Instagram thing as well?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
everywhere, full
Yeah,
spectrum.
We everywhere.
Ah, nice. That's
Yeah,
good.
so I've got a lady that specializes on all the marketing, so
So you
we all over.
get it. Perfect. All right, that's cool.
I just wanted to mention, do you see that logo on your shirt there? That's a Raceday.tv logo. If you guys want any stickers, we're going to show you some bikes that ended into the Raceday competition with the photographer and the rider. They can still win 1,500 Rand per person, obviously for the photographer and the rider of the winning picture. We'll give you the results of that probably at the next show, I think after
Yeah.
this meeting.
Yeah.
We'll submit them and we'll start a public vote. We'll list the pictures on Raceday.tv's Facebook page and share it all over. There's a few nice ones that we'll show you at the end of the show that a few of our local hero photographers has taken. But for you guys, we'll see you on track at Red Star on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'll probably be behind you, it's fine. And then afterwards we can say I pretended. No, you're really fast. I mean, I've never been on that bike and I've never been on Red Star going anti-clockwise.
Keith, I don't want any excuses. I want to see
You
results.
see, this is how it goes. It's starting excuses. We're gonna,
I've only been on that opposite track like 2 times now, 3 times.
3 times more than me. I mean,
Yeah,
every
we started
race last
something,
year was once and only once. Bless me, god damn it. Listen, so after the break, we're going to quickly show you a little promo video we shot with the Superbike magazine guys a few months ago at Kailami. Thank you guys for coming. Paul, Hunter, we'll see you guys again soon.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Thanks for having us.
Lovely stuff. You guys back home, enjoy the video. After this, we'll have a new guest in studio, Mr. number 63 himself, Sifiso. We'll see you after the break. I just threw a bottle down the hallway in the studio. It was beautiful. Re-entry. Welcome back to Hanging Cable South Africa with myself and Cliffy. And now this man joining us in studio, number 63, Sifiso R. Temba.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you guys?
You can just, they can't hear you. How are you today, sir?
No, I'm good. Good evening to the viewers and to you lads. Are you guys good?
We are fantastic.
We're better now that you're here. Yeah.
So for you guys out there who don't know, this man is one of the only factory riders in the country. I think there's about 9 or 10 of you in total. He's also the only black male factory rider at the moment in South Africa. He races in the ZX10 Red Square Masters Challenge and then also in the Bridgestone Challenge.
Yeah, it's Master Cup.
Master Cup.
And then the Challenge.
Bridgestone Challenge.
Yeah.
So, Sifiso, tell us about your year and your journey so far, because there's a lot of people out there that see you, and we see that I am 63, and there's a whole bunch of PR and marketing going on, and I think it needs to be mentioned because it's aspirational for a lot of people, and it's inspirational. You know, it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, actually, what people don't know or see, it's the behind the scenes. A lot of work behind the scenes. When we started, my favorite number was 65, so I'm just going to talk a bit about the 63. My number was 65, and then when I joined the ZX10 Masters, the 65 was used. So now I had to choose a different number, and then
Just stuck with it.
the closest number to 65 was 63. But now again, I had to look at it and find a way to make it cool, how I'm going to use it on social, how I'm going to invite people. Because the biggest challenge that we have in the country, a lot of people are not coming to watch the races. A lot of people are still afraid of track. So I had to sit down and reconstruct how I'm going to make this number. And then also I want people to wear the brand t-shirt with 63 supporting. So everything had to be done, and I thought how I'm going to make it cool and then invite people, make it so nice. But the biggest thing for me is that the ZX10 Masters has been a brilliant platform for me. From where I come from, I did not have a biking or racing experience. And then they took me in, but yeah, it's fast. And then we just took it from there and went for it.
So I mean, that's exactly because it's a movement, and I've seen you challenge a lot of your guys in the biking community out there and that. And you said now that a lot of guys are scared of riding the track. So if I mean that is a case for a lot of people. It's a very daunting thing. How did it start for you? Because I mean I only know you as a ZX10 Cup racer, but where did it start? I've never seen you at track days and all sorts. So how did Sifiso decide that ZX10 Masters Cup is the place for him to go racing?
So. Okay, my first bike, actually, first time buying myself a bike was 2013, 600. And then it lasted me 2 weeks.
What 600?
It was a Suzuki Gixxer.
Oh, okay.
So I felt it's not fast, and then I bought 1,000. But I would never recommend anyone to do what I did because
It doesn't work. It's a gradual build up.
Yeah. I remember when I picked up the bike, when I rode it back to my house. Yes, I could not believe how fast this thing is.
Yeah.
And then after a couple of riding and a bit of crashing there and there, I realized, you know what? I think I need to take a new approach into this because everyone is concerned about you're gonna crash. There's a lot of fatalities. So I needed to skill myself on riding my bike because I really want to enjoy the bike and all of those things. So I started doing track, you know. I'll go to track every now and then until Johan Fori spotted me at Swartkops. So he asked me to join. I was so excited to see a ZX10 going faster because by that time I was riding a ZX10. But when he said I was joined, I couldn't believe it. I thought, no ways, I can't keep up with these guys, and that's just a suicide mission. I refused, and then he sold 2 points. He said, they're going to make you go faster, and you're going to race all over the country, which for me was okay.
Well, now that makes you feel special.
I want to race all the tracks. I want to know the country. So,
yeah.
And then from there, the guys literally, they helped me learn more, you know. But it's been an amazing journey because literally 2013 to 2020, now I can say I can ride a motorbike. I'm still not the fastest out there, but
sure.
I'm sure learning, and I can see every day you still just want that 2/10, just 2/10, and to do better.
So did you get any coaching, or have you looked at any coaching and done things like the California Superbike School or anything like that, or have you just basically tagged onto the back of the guys on the grid and learned from them, or how did it work for you? Because you've gone a hell of a lot faster in the last 2 years. So what's been the secret?
So now you want me to share my secret?
Tell us.
I can't tell my secret. But all I had to do, because what I enjoyed about the sport, most for me, what's important, there are no favors. Whether I'm black or white, there's no favor. There's no one's going to say, okay, we've got a black rider, let's give him a space. So I had to work for it. I have to work for my position. And I never went for any school. I had to literally study the guys. And then every time the national guys, I had to go and observe their race. And then also AJ Fenter helped me a lot, because then I went to him and he was able to teach me. And what I like, he would explain things in a layman's term, in English, this is a bike, this is a corner, this is an apex, and all of those things. So it helped build myself, and then taking along with the guys there. So they will help, you see what they do, and then you just get better and better and better.
The community, Cliffy, you raced there also. So my first introduction to the ZX10 Masters was last year, as I started racing in the challenge, Bridgestone Challenge. The community within there, different pockets and different teams, as per any race and any kind of series, definitely. But the overall kind of respect and community of that series is something that I've not seen anywhere else. Not in cars, not in motorbikes. It's very much like a family-orientated thing. It's one for all for one kind of thing, and it shows in the racing.
It's always surprised me with ZX10 Cup, because if you're racing against a guy and he's 5 points ahead of you in the championship and he crashes, you might get a little bit of a under your breath, because you
won't say it, but you'll do it. We know who you are.
Maybe you're gonna score a few extra points this weekend and have the upper hand going into the next round. But the ZX10 Cup is not like that. I've seen guys crash, and within 5 minutes of coming back, everyone's involved, ripping off fairings, and I've got rear sets, and he's phoning his wife, and this one's... And when we were in East London, there were guys flying parts down from Joburg to try and get the guys racing. It's unbelievable. Honestly, I can't...
other teams.
I can't believe it.
If I may add to that, two of my experience on the ZX10. The first day I came to race, the first day ever coming to race, that was 2017. Did not know anybody. There I am. I pitched my bike on the far side of the pit because I don't know anyone. So I'm just finding myself a corner. The guys literally came and dragged me and says, "What are you doing here? We are ZX10. All of us are family. We are one. Come here." I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I've got a nice spot here." I wanted to also be comfortable, just to settle in. They took none of that. They're like, "Listen,
you're with us.
You're with us now. We're a family." They took the bike and took the bag. I was just following, like, "No, but it's all right." They said, no, we're not doing that. And then the second one, actually, it's East London again. I I crashed on practice. So I had my hand. And there I'm busy feeling, I'm going to do this, I'm going to race. And then the guy Decot that time, he comes through, he says, come, let's go to the medic. He gets a bandage, he's bandaging me. And I'm thinking, this guy, he knows I'm going for him. But he's helping me. How amazing is that? That the guy he knows after this, we're going to battle. Because
Was that Ink Scaling?
No, it's Guy.
It's Guy. The cool guy.
The guy.
That
the guy. So,
That
I
guy.
mean, think
That
about
guy.
it. This is your competitor. Me and him were just close. I think we were position 11 and 12. He's just right next to me. But he still has the passion and the time to help me be better and race and have fun. I mean, as you're saying, I mean, if it's competition, you'll be thinking he's out, he's struggling, so
Leave him.
leave him.
Leave him.
But the guy's there, the atmosphere
It's not
there,
the vibe,
it's something else. I haven't seen it even when watching TV, watching cars. Everyone is tense. There, ZX10 Masters is just a good.
Yeah, it's only the Disney movies that have that sort of camaraderie. But other than that, ZX10 comes there. But make no mistake though, because a lot of times I think guys like soften it up a bit. The guys are good off track, but on the track the racing is fierce.
Yeah, but once the visor's down,
that's
literally no one gives an inch. Everyone is
100%.
pushing to their limit.
If you guys just getting on that, if you guys haven't seen the race of round 1 that happened at Swartkops a couple of weeks ago, it's on the ZX10 Red Square Masters page now on Facebook. We've posted it earlier today on Raceday.tv, so find it there. Another thing, just getting into you and more of your team now with King Price Extreme with Clinton Silla, our national champion. Go and find their link on SBK Official, also on Raceday.tv. Find the first race there. Both package, I think, what Johan and Bridgestone and Ian and everyone and Roy from SBK have done, and Uncle Dave with the packaging of the shows, and they're doing the same with Bridgestone Challenge and Zontes now. It's good watching and viewing of racing. It's half an hour, full races from start to finish. Go watch it.
And the racing,
put the links.
and the racing was proper. Yeah,
The racing was
first one was
proper.
good.
It's looking good.
Epic.
So that was your first round as a factory racer with the man himself, Clinton Silla, as your new boss. Tell us about that and how it is to be in a team with him.
Well,
You need to think nice now. He's probably watching.
Well, I've been a privateer since I started racing, and now to have a team. I'll say the first race was good and weird for me because I'm so used to when I come off, I push the bike. I must make sure I put the tires and everything. And if I'm not feeling well, I need to ask someone for reference with the bike. Now I've got someone to help me there, saying, okay, what do we need to do? How are you feeling? And then they do that. I won't say much about the big boss because, even when I watch him going to 10-1 at Swartkops, I'm thinking, yes.
No, but that's the thing. I was like, how much reference can you have with a 6-time national champ? I mean, it's like Kawasaki going to MotoGP for a wild card.
You know, I think I still aspire to go faster and win races.
Absolutely.
But from where I'm standing and when I watch him, I'm thinking, yes, I hope he does not ask me to do this right now. So I need to build up a
It's
bit
coming,
more.
I'm sure. I mean, do you think at any level, and I think there's a misconstrued idea for anyone out there that, yes, absolutely, the younger you are when you start this kind of racing and this competitiveness, the more years you have, the better. Absolutely, it shows with all of our exports. The guys have been doing it the whole life. But at the tender age of what did you become a factory rider? 38. 38. So even at the age of 38, you can still aspire to become part of a team, a factory-style team.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing that we need to also promote more in this country. We need to absolutely pay attention to the youth in racing and support the short circuit stuff and support the Zontes kind of stuff and the R3 entry-level stuff. And then the challenge and all the tiers and all the monocle, they've also, the classes they have is everything aligned with 300s, 600s, opens, thousands, and street class. But it's not just to say, Rob Portman, who can't join us, we'll show a clip also later of him. But they just got a nice sponsor from Vic Rich that came on board. I also saw that Wink Paul from Wink Promotions also came on board. And they're already factory Ducati riders with World of Motorcycles. Yeah. So there's always a lot of help to be given.
Yeah.
You know, so you can turn something that's a social team into something that looks and simulates a factory team.
Well, I mean, all of a sudden there's a bit of an extra budget. Maybe there's an extra bike. You know,
Exactly.
that there's opportunity, whereas before there hasn't been opportunity in the past. But I see now you joining the King Price Extreme team, there's more opportunity. And the thing is, I mean, like, you're a ZX10 Cup racer for now, but I mean, what's to say that Sifiso, you don't want to go race nationals in a couple of rounds?
I mean, that's a real thing. Some of the people you're racing against are your age, if not older.
Yeah.
Do you think that's even, aside from any issues or this, if you got a bike that's on the same level as those riders with enough training, surely it would be a legible idea.
Yeah, I think it'd be good for King Prize and me to go for that route. But for me, what's important, I need, if ever to go to national, I need to be on pace.
Yeah, for sure.
I need to end that on merit, and that's what, as I said before, for this sport, there's no two ways about it. I wouldn't want to go there because there's a bike that is equivalent to the next guy on the national. I want to have the pace myself to actually be able to be competitive and race with the guys, because that's how I am. I'm competitive and I like to learn and push my limit, but I want to do it the right way, you know. And working with King Prize, I must say it's been amazing. It's been good, and the team is doing things differently. Yeah, from being an individual guy, you just used to do this, do that. Those guys
looking for parking, and now you can't find parking because your factory team's right in the center of everything.
Exactly that. So how was your first weekend as a factory rider? Because obviously now you rock up in your shiny new leathers and the King Price Extreme logos on your leathers and all over your gear, and that's so obviously there's a big target all of a sudden on your back, whether you like it or not. But how was it? Because now you're not offloading your bike off your trailer and asking your mate to hold your bike, or you get the tire, the paddock stands on, and now you show up and you race. Is that how it was?
Yeah, that's how it was. I mean, I'm so used to do my bike checklist before race day. You know, check the bike, load the bike, strap the bike. You know. Carry this, carry that. Now you're thinking, oh, the bike is on track. Okay, I get there, the bike is there, set up, help the team, but we still work together, put things together. But after that, you've got more time to focus what needs to be done. And when you go out, there's someone to help you. There's someone to tell you, listen, think about this or consider this. So it's better. Now when I come from 2 or 3 laps, if I'm saying I'm not comfortable, before I used to have to figure it out. Okay, what now? But now someone can tell me, I see you are struggling there, so let's look into it. So it's nice. It's very good. I mean, if we can grow the sport to be big and have more factory riders set up for everyone, I think racing will be so fun and so great for the country.
So how's your ability, because like you said it now, but how's your ability to give feedback? Because like before, most of us that show up and ride, we offload our bike on the trailer and then we go around the track, and that's what we arrive with, that's what we race. Now, you've got guys giving you perspective on corners and all sorts, and how have you been able to come back and say, I actually want it hard on the front, I actually want to change it here? Was it the case, or did you just say, I'm going to ride it like this weekend, and then we build from there in testing?
That's why Cliff is here.
You
asked the right question.
Well,
try.
Well, for me, I'm able to say to the guy, I can't turn. You know, if I'm turning the bike, it's going away from me, and then if I'm aggressive on the throttle, it lifts up too much or it doesn't lift up too much. But I can't tell them how many inch of fixing they need to fix. But it's more like how I feel on the bike. If
comfortability.
If I brake too hard, the bike is sort of moving away from me, then they'll know what to do. And the other instance, actually, when I went on warm-up on the race day, when I came back, I didn't even know what was that all about. They were like, it's bottoming, so they had to quickly fix that, you know. But to me, because I was still warm up, I thought, okay, maybe it's myself. I'm not feeling well in the morning. It's too early, but I was just riding. So the team was able to quickly pick up that and help me with that. So it made the bike to be much better and better and better. So, and I'm looking forward to the next race where, at least now with the team, I sort of understand how we're working. So because we have to gel now. So I'm very keen for the next race. And there's a big X on me, and
you should carry that. It comes with the color. And all the sponsored goods. I mean, it's a thing you need to carry when everything else comes. But it is hard work, and I think from us who's riders next year in the pits. By the way, Hinkscaling, all the ZX10 masters are going, Wave at us and say hi.
Ah,
Because we've got the target on your back.
yeah.
They did mention us and say that you need to watch out for round 2.
I'm just saying whatever else is thinking.
When is round 2? Is it the 14th?
14th of March.
14th of March, they're back at
Saturday.
Swartkops. Yeah, back at
Swartkops.
Swartkops.
Yeah.
We're running out of time, unfortunately. We almost need to go. Anyone you want to thank and shout out to?
Yeah,
Because this is why we are here, to mention everyone.
So I want to give a big shout out to the 63 Nation. They've been an amazing crowd. I mean, the last race was so awesome. The grandstands was there and it was filled. And then shout out to them again. Hopefully we do it more again on the 14th of March. And then to my sponsors, Red Square for the great series. It's amazing on the ZX10 Masters. And then King Price Extreme, they've taken me to the next level, and we're looking forward to deliver all the great results, and everyone has been involved in my racing. I really, really appreciate that.
Cool. Well, I think, just a quick question. Are you racing Bridgestone Challenge this weekend?
Yeah, I am. Why wouldn't I do that?
No, just double check.
Are you there?
No, Johan Free asked me to double check. There you go, Johan. He's definitely
Is your
racing.
entry not in?
Are you gonna? Okay, I'm having you.
I'm not
so I have
racing.
the
I'm
X on
doing
your
Zontes.
Oh,
So
are you on the-
I'll be there.
yeah, so you're racing against
Alright.
them this weekend. So good luck this weekend. We're gonna play out. I just want to once again say thank you to all the viewers home. We've got a few people that we need to just say hi to, and everyone says hi to you, obviously.
Hi.
Cliffy,
Hi.
Chris says that he loves you. Christopher, welcome. We love you too. Thanks for watching. Sean from Mark, Mr. Lance Isaacs, Lancelot, he was watching the show. Thanks very much. There's a few others. There's so many. We've got Toby, Tanita, Henk, TJ, Nasif, Zoe, Monet, Geldenhuis, Henk, Jeff and Sri, Dankie vir julle, and PE. You guys are the best. We also have a few pictures that we're going to show at the end of the show very quickly. I know Mr. Eugene Liebenberg and Sean Vermaak and Teppo Piri have some photos that they entered into the Raceday competition.
Don't waste any time, eh? There's
No,
guys on the
there's
ball.
some great pictures there. There's a nice picture of Otto, Ricardo Otto on his bike at the Nationals with
Okay.
his rear coming out to the left. That was a Eugene Liebenberg picture.
Proper.
That's very nice. Then we also have Sean Portman, and we'll catch up with his brother just now. But Sean was in there with the Monocle series with his double winner for round 1, with also a Eugene Liebenberg picture. And there was another one with Chipo Perry
Yeah, Tebo.
from Prodigy Studios.
It's like a photo
Also
off,
made
eh?
us. It is a nice
Photo
photo
off, yeah.
So don't forget, send us your pictures. If there's a Raceday sticker on your motorcycle, you and the photographer, if you're the rider, can enter your picture. We'll select 5 for the end of the draw. We'll do a public vote and you can select the winning picture, and then 1,500 Rand to the rider and also to the photographer. We're going to play out with a little message from Rob Portman from Ride Fast Magazine. This man unfortunately has deadlines because he needs to submit his next issue of Ride Fast Magazine. He's off to the opening round
Yeah.
of
Lucky
MotoGP to go and support the young man Binder,
Yeah.
number 33. That's going to be fantastic, and his younger brother. So we'll catch up with him, and then also you catching up with a few of our exports, all the boys.
Yeah,
racing
we're pushing
overseas.
and the guys are keen, so hopefully next week we're going to have some exports just before they go over, which is really exciting. So yeah, stay tuned. Next week's going to be a good one.
Yeah, so we'll get back to you guys at the end of this race week. We'll do another show next week, and we'll talk about the next round of the Monocle series that's happening down in PE, I believe.
Scribante on the 7th.
That's going to be a good race. I think I might take the Zontes there and go enter it in the 300.
Cool.
We'll see what the guys say,
Very nice.
if they allow
See if
that.
we can brawl them outside.
But yeah, we're going to play something now from Rob Portman. He sent us a little video, and after that you'll see some pictures that entered into the Raceday.tv photography competition. I just want to give a big shout out again to all of our sponsors, Catch 20 Media, Hellfire, Hell's Kitchen, Dead Rabbit Racing, Show Me Africa, Dream Graphics. Thank you so much, Bradley, for all your support. Then we also have the guys from Watswaye, Bottom Side, Provisional Media, Henk, Fritz, the whole team at Raceday.tv. Join us again next time. Thanks for watching.
Hello Raceday TV fans, Rob Portman from Ride Fast Magazine here. Sorry I couldn't be there, but it is deadline for the March issue of Ride Fast, and as you can see I'm taking strain. Couldn't even shave and look pretty for you all, but that's how it is. Racing this weekend at Red Star Raceway Saturday. Going to be a really hot day. The track is now going anti-clockwise, so that always throws in a nice big curveball for all the riders, but looking forward to seeing the results there. Looking forward to seeing the 310 Zontes Cup. Keith taking part in that. Good luck Keith. Ideal for a rider like him, just wanting to go have fun on those really cool little Zontes 310 machines. So good luck to all the riders there. I've just completed the commentary for Red Square ZXN Masters Cup and the National Superbike SBK series from Swakop's Run 1, and so impressed, especially in the National Superbike class on the new Bridgestone R11s. The lap times they were pushing out was incredible, and I'm really keen to see for round number 2 because the season started really early, so a lot of the teams didn't get as much testing as they wanted in. That race day pretty much was a test day, so watch out for Lance Isaacs on that new BM. I've got it featured in the March issue of Ride Fast. That thing is a weapon. When they get that thing 100% right, it's going to be hard to beat him. But David McFadden on the 2020 R1 has showed what a good bike that is, and watch out for HPC Radiomatic Kawasaki. They are going to come. They also very limited testing time, so when they get those bikes sorted, Sheridan Moraes and Brian Brest are coming. So yeah, good luck to everyone this weekend. Looking forward to round 2 of all the Bridgestone Racing series and of course the Monaco series down in Port Elizabeth. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. And remember, stay safe and ride fast.